Hi everyone, this is DKeys, bringing you a quick update to staff Elementalists following the January 2015 balance patch. Not a lot changed for staff Elementalists during this patch, though the change to might has affected what gear is most optimal for staff Elementalists under different circumstances. To recap the staff Elementalist builds, the best build to use while clearing trash mobs or fighting bosses with large hitboxes when the staff Elementalist will not be responsible for stacking vulnerability is 6-2-2-2-2. In fire, take internal fire, which is a damage modifier, Pyromancer's Alacrity, which reduces the recharge on your weapon skills, allowing you to keep permanent lava fonts and frequent meteor showers up, and Persisting Flames, which extends the duration of those lava fonts for about a 50% increase in that skill's damage. In air, take Bolt to the Heart, a damage modifier. In earth, Earth 6, Stone Splinters is another damage modifier. Water, Vital Striking, which is Water 6, yet another damage modifier. And in Arcana, take Arcana 5, Blasting Staff, which increases the radius of most of your staff attacks, including the auto attack, lava font, flame burst, and each individual meteor in meteor shower. If fighting a boss with a smaller hitbox, instead take 6-4-2-2-0, picking up Arcane Lightning, Air 7. What Arcane Lightning does is give you a buff of 150 ferocity for 15 seconds following the use of an arcane skill. Since most Elementalists in PvE will have Arcane Brilliance and Arcane Wave on their skill bar, that means they can maintain 100% uptime of this trait and always use it in their own lava fonts for the Might and Fury. If the staff Elementalist will be responsible for stacking vulnerability on a boss with a small hitbox, I would recommend a 6-6-2-0-0 build. So the traits in air are Air 6, Bolt to the Heart, Air 7, Arcane Lightning, and either Air 11, Tempest Defense for a damage modifier on disabled foes, or Air 3, Quick Glyphs, to reduce the recharge on glyphs such as Glyph of Elementals, Glyph of Lesser Elementals, and Glyph of Storms. If fighting a large boss and being responsible for vulnerability, I would go with a 6-6-0-0-2 build so that I can pick up Blasting Staff so that more meteor showers hit my target. The changes to Might in this patch have affected what gear is optimal for staff Elementalists. Instead of recommending a Berserkers and Assassins mix, as I did previously, I would now recommend a full set of Berserkers weapons, armor, and trinkets with Superior Runes of the Scholar. On your weapon, use Superior Sigil of Force and Superior Sigil of Night for nighttime dungeons, and either Superior Sigil of Force and the Slaying Sigil for daytime dungeons, or Force and Frailty. If you happen to run in less optimal groups, I might instead recommend a Force and Strength sigil for the daytime dungeons so that you can maintain a high level of might for yourself. On your underwater weapon, I would recommend a Slaying sigil, such as Crate Slaying for fractals, and a Stacking sigil if you choose to stack. Note that you should not bother stacking if you aren't going to get 15 or more stacks early on in the dungeon, because that is about where the breaking point between where a Force sigil versus Stacking sigil will be optimal. If you're not using a Signet of Fire, you can instead swap out a few Berserkers pieces for Assassins pieces to keep your crit rate up. I found that about 30 to 60 precision when not using a Signet of Fire is optimal for Elementalists, so that's either a piece or two of armor, either swapping your weapon from Berserker stats to Assassin stats, swapping a trinket or two from berserkers to assassins, or simply using precise infusions. For food for a staff elementalist, I would recommend plates of truffle steak for the additional power and precision. Since a staff elementalist is stationary for 10 to 15% of their rotation while casting Meteor Shower, I would not recommend seaweed salad because you won't benefit from that 10% for all of your rotation. If looking for a budget alternative, I'd recommend Minotaur steaks or plates of steak and asparagus. If fighting a difficult boss, you can use slices of candied dragon roll, or if facing a number of easy-to-kill enemies, Dragon's Breath buns with their additional power are very useful. For a utility consumable, I would always recommend slaying potions of the appropriate type, or if there is no slaying potion that will do well in a particular dungeon, Scale Venom. If you do not want to use Scale Venom or slaying potions, I would recommend the new Furious Sharpening Stones if you are using Signet of Fire, or if you are not using Signet of Fire, Toxic or Bountiful Maintenance Oils. Elementalists have a number of slot skills that are useful in different circumstances, but the ones most frequently used with this build are Arcane Brilliance for the heal, the Blast Finisher to be used in your fire fields, and to keep Arcane Lightning active. Signet of Fire is popular because it grants 180 additional precision at level 80, and Arcane Wave is another Blast Finisher and another skill that will proc Arcane Lightning. For DPS, Frostbow is very popular for the 5-second freeze, the large damaging AoE, and Frost Fan, which when used in melee can be decently damaging and also helps slow down your targets with its chill. Since Glyph of Storms was buffed with the last pass of balance patches, it can be useful in air attunement now to stack vulnerability on an enemy. Each strike can stack 6 seconds of vulnerability on a target, 2 stacks each. So if 1 or 2 Elementalists use this in succession, you can get close to 25 stacks of vulnerability for about 20 seconds of a battle, since the storm lasts 10 seconds each. For elites, Glyph of Elementals is useful in combat. When cast in air or fire, the damage that the elemental does is reasonable, and when cast in earth, the earth elemental can take and maintain aggro while it's active. Conjure Fiery Greatsword can still be used against large targets, or also can be used as a very good running tool when there aren't enemies around that might get hit by the whirlwind or by the trail left by Fiery Greatsword 4. The rotation for Staff Elementalist has not changed at all. Start in Earth and put down an Eruption for the Blast Finisher. Then if using Glyph of Storms, quickly swap to Air Attunement and cast that, otherwise proceed directly to Fire and put down a Lava Font on top of your Eruption. Cast Arcane Brilliance inside the Lava Font, and then cast Meteor Shower. Then follow up with another Lava Font, and then 4 auto attacks, or an auto attack, Flame Burst, and another auto attack between your Lava Fonts. If using Arcane Lightning, alternate the use of Arcane Brilliance and Arcane Wave for 100% uptime on the buff. Otherwise, simply use it off cooldown as it comes up and you have a Lava Font down. When Meteor Shower comes off cooldown, use Lava Font, Arcane Brilliance, Meteor Shower, and Lava Font again, and repeat until your enemies are defeated. If you're using Frostbow, I would recommend pre-stack Ignite using a staff or another weapon set, and then conjuring Frostbow as you engage your target. Lead off with Frostbow 5, then 4, and 3 before dropping the Frostbow and resuming your rotation. Thanks for watching. I hope you found something useful in this quick recap of Staff Elementalist.